I also started to add some materials to my actual design. You can see that I added some concrete, some sort of plaster, some wood. I added some lighting, added some objects, and also something that's very important, I started adding these doors. Originally, there was some doors that are from the model, such as this. As you can see, these are straight from Revit. So what I did is I simply hid it, and then I went into library, went to objects, I looked for doors, then I looked for a door that rotating door. In this case, let's look for another. Let's look for this white one, but I'm gonna try it one time. You can see it should detect the space, and it should sort of align itself to the height of the actual door. If for some reason it's still not perfect, you can always sort of move it, but it should detect that space or that opening, and when it detects it, it creates it to that specific thing. The important thing, besides actually having a door, is going to be understanding the way the door opens. So here, you can see how it tells you which way the door is actually opening, to the left, to the right, outward or inward. So this is, you should be familiar with this logo or this images. But one of the biggest things when you're creating panoramas is you want to move freely from room to room. So in your image, you see that this is closed, it's going to be hard to move to the next room, or at least to transition easily. So you should click on open and allow the door to be fully open and not trigger nor close. Trigger means that as you get close, it opens. So if I do trigger, it's going to close, but when I get closer, it's going to open. But in this case, I want it to be open at all times. So there you go. But I've done that in the front. I've already placed the door and make sure that it was swinging to the right position, and I make sure that it was open. In this case, this house like a small sort of lobby, so I did the same thing by creating this door, removing the original door, and placing this door, and so on. And there we go. And then I also added some objects in my scene, but only a few, as I'm not going to focus on this too much. I'll sort of focus more on this, but since this will be a 360 image, perhaps adding something here could be also sort of interesting. So I'm going to look for a piano. Let me see. Maybe this piano could look interesting. Maybe this dusty old piano. I'm going to download it. Okay, now that the piano has downloaded, I can place it. Remember, in this case it was the right size, but if it would have been, if I needed to make it bigger or smaller, I could have scaled it. But in this case, it came out actually in the right scale. I'll place it there. Just make sure it doesn't get out. So there we go.